Hey guys, it's Shira. I just wanted to make a small video just as a final farewell to the WildFyre server. WildFyre started on January 25th, 2017. And it started with myself, Gemini, Solaire, or Misery as he was known on the server, Agony, and Star. The five of us had come from Lazarus Gaming, and we met. We decided to start a server. It was as simple as that. The idea was suggested, and literally that night we started the work on it. We had the server up and running in 2.5-3 days. It was a very quick process, and to the surprise of all the owners, we had a lot of players join us. For the first month and a half, we averaged 40 to 50 people a day, which was beyond anything that we could have ever really fathomed would happen. We had other servers notice us. We had players coming from all different types of servers coming to check us out, and they loved what we had created. And what we had created was a server where players felt safe, where players felt accepted, and they felt like everybody genuinely cared. And that was the biggest compliment we ever received, is people would always just say, everybody here is just so nice, the staff are so nice, everybody is just accepting and welcoming on the server. Shortly thereafter, Misery had taken a leave. He was busy with other things, he was busy with real life things. And then Star and Agony had decided. Star had left. She said she couldn't commit to being an owner, and she messaged us and said, I don't think it's right for me to remain being an owner, and it's not fair to the players, and it's not fair to you guys for me to continue to be an owner. So she stepped down. Agony got really busy with real life things, so she left. And then about a month ago, Gemini had come across some very heavy real life things as well, and he couldn't commit to the server anymore. So it was just me. And when I first started WildFyre with the team of owners that we did, I never wanted to do it solo. I never wanted to do any deving. I never wanted to be the main owner. I wanted to worry about the game making, the tacticians, the events, and go from there. That was my thing. As time passed, as the owners had left, players had started leaving, staff members started leaving, either returning to their old servers or going to new, different servers. And the player count dropped, but there was always a few people that stuck with it. But I had always felt very pressured to provide for the server something that I couldn't provide and didn't know how to provide. And it slowly started to become far more stressful than I ever wanted it to be. And I didn't want to be on the server anymore. So here we are today. It's the last day. It's the end of the server, and this is something that obviously you prep for, you anticipate. I mean, nothing lasts forever, but here we are. And I just want to say to everybody watching this, everybody who's taken part in the last event and the finale and the shutting down of WildFyre, thank you. Sincerely, from the bottom of my heart for making this one of the craziest, most fun adventures I've ever partaken in. For those of you that know me, my journey with Star Wars RP started almost exactly a year ago, on July 13th, 2016. And I was streaming one day, and my followers and a couple of my buddies I was playing with, they suggested, why not jump on Star Wars RP and fuck around? I was like, yeah, that sounds stupid and fun, so let's do it. So, hopped on, and first server I joined was Ice Fuse. Took us like an hour and a half to get trained, and then finally a staff member came to us and said, none of the training coordinators are here to train you, so there's nobody here to train you. So we said, fuck it. We left that server, then we joined Lazarus. And we got trained immediately, and like almost like 5 minutes after we were done, our training and event started. And I'm like, okay, we'll see how this goes. Then we'll fuck around after. And I really, really started to enjoy it. And then I started playing more and more seriously, role-playing. And I fell in love with it. And the fact that that brought me to a position where I could take this thing that I've learned to love and come to love in role-playing, and more specifically Star Wars role-playing, it manifested into this server. And with this server, I have met some of the coolest, most amazing people, not even just on this server, but through Star Wars role-playing. I have people that, I'll invite to my wedding when I get married someday. I have people that when I'm feeling down, I can just talk to, and they're there. I think the biggest thing to take away from this server experience is, maybe I'm speaking for myself, but I have developed some bonds and friendships that I will take with me forever. And WildFyre may be shutting down. It may be gone, but I think the biggest thing that we can take is the friendships and the bonds that we've created throughout this experience. And I can't say thank you enough for that. As a kid growing up, being a nerd, trying to fit in, I was teased mercilessly for it. And to find a place where I could be myself and meet other people who encouraged me in this role-playing, it gave me confidence in myself, and it filtered over into my real life. And for that, I can't thank this community enough. There are a few people I want to specifically thank. Just not that I don't appreciate every single player that has joined us in this crazy adventure. There are some people I do want to say thank you to. First and foremost, I want to say thank you to Gemini. He was my commander on Lazarus Gaming. He was the servers manager on Lazarus Gaming, and I was his second in command. He brought me into the 10th Leviathan, and I knew nothing about Star Wars RP, and he took a shot on me. And he helped guide me to become the head game maker there, and he asked me to join in WildFyre as one of the owners, and to be in charge of the game makers, tacticians. Gemini, if you ever watch this video, you are my brother. You are one of my best friends, and I know you're going through a lot right now, but I want to thank you for supporting me and guiding me through this crazy adventure. Solaire, Misery, I know things got really crazy for you in your life, and I feel terribly about that. but you were such an inspiration to myself when I first got into game making, being the head game maker when I first joined Game Makers on LG. You inspired me to push myself, to get better, to want to put on the best events I could, and to have fun. So I thank you for your guidance in that. Star, I thank you for the absolutely hilarious memories that you've provided myself along with a lot of us. It's the sound of good pussy right there. For always being there to listen when I was stressed out about the server, about game makers, about everything. Thank you for always providing a shoulder to cry on, an ear to listen, and a joke when needed. And I can't say thank you enough for that. To Agony, I can't say enough good things about you. We started this adventure for very similar reasons, and we got... I was confident in saying you were one of my best friends, and you were always there as well to listen when I was stressed out about game makers and, you know, even personal life things. You know me probably better than anybody when it comes to not even just the server, but with my own real life. And you always made me feel as if what I was doing was important, and that I felt most of all appreciated. So I want to say thank you for everything. I can't say thank you enough. To Ducky, you were the voice of the players, especially towards the end, when I wasn't around as much. People may have thought that I didn't care about the server, but you always pushed me and made me feel like I was doing a good job, even though I felt as if I was being absolutely terrible at this whole thing. You are also like a brother to me. You make me laugh, you make me feel better. You piss me off sometimes, but I piss you off sometimes, and there's a good dynamic with that. We challenge each other. So I want to say thank you to all the time you've put into this. To Yenix, you were so professional. I didn't really know you before WildFyre started, but with everything that you introduced and wanted to do to progress the server, with the medics, with the Jedi, with everything, you weren't afraid to take on any challenge that we put in front of you, and you met it with a smile, and you met it with absolute professionalism. And I want to say thank you for just also some nights listening to me bitch and complain about, you know, the models and stuff like that. You out of anybody were one of the most vocal with keeping this server running, and I want to say thank you for your dedication. I say thank you to Boomer. The guy fucking spent goddamn close to 2 months of his entire life on this server. Straight. He never wavered. You never wavered, and you always were here no matter what. If there were 3 people, 2 people, 1 person, you were always here. You believed more so in this server than anybody else. And I can't say thank you enough for that. To my tacticians, you guys killed it. I mean, I haven't been more proud of any tacticians, game makers that I've had the chance to work with. Hawkeye, you were my dude. You were always there. You were, you know, always willing to put up an event, and you worked your ass off. We had our differences on Lazarus, but God knows we put that aside, and we became to be really good buds. Harrier, you had never had any game maker talents, but my God, Mod Riot is extremely lucky to have you, and I thank you for all the time and work you put in. Killjoy, we had our differences, but your events were always good, and you didn't care if there was 1 person, 2 people, 10 people on. You always were willing to put up an event. Dragon, you worked hard, You were always wanting to put on great events for the server, regardless of the player count. You know, and I can't say thank you enough to that, to the other staff that put in the time and the effort to try and make this a thing. Thank you so much. This video's gone on way too long. Bottom line, I know I'm sure there's people I forgot. If there was somebody I forgot, please don't get mad at me. There were a lot of people. But just know I thank every single one of you for giving us a chance to make this thing become a thing. And to have such an amazing community grow out of this. I am extremely humbled and extremely blessed. And I wish I could have done more. I wish I could have worked harder, done more to provide you with the server you guys all deserve to have. And I hope that wherever you end up, you take the memories of WildFyre with you, and that you take what you've learned and you apply it to other Garry's Mod servers. You are all incredible players, people, and I'm so blessed to have known all of you. So thank you for enriching my life. Thank you for being here. And I wish you all the very best in whatever you take forward from here on out. Maybe we'll play again sometime on Garry's Mod, but for now, this is Staff Sergeant Zeal, Temple Guard Magus, Shala Noir, and Shira saying goodbye. Thank you all.